This week on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, we're going to talk about the MJF versus Adam Cole, which it was announced this Wednesday as going to be the main event of All In. Is Roderick Strong and the Kingdom about to get involved? Also, we're going to talk about Vince McMahon and his battle with the federal government again as they got subpoena and a search warrant was issued also to him. Also, I want to talk about CM Punk and what he did last week in Collision as he spray painted the AEW title. We're going to be talking about that and much more on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. Top guy in. Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I am your host, the infamous Ultimate One from New York City, and we're going to start this off right away. As you guys saw this past Wednesday, they announced that in All In, the main event is going to be MJF versus Adam Cole. And if you guys been following this whole storyline between these two, it ended pretty much, I can say it ended pretty much with them losing to the tag team world champions FTR last week in Collision, and afterwards they did some other stuff once the cameras were off. But pretty much MJF is now, I don't know where they're going with this, but it looks like MJF is going to be probably the baby face now. And the reason I'm saying this is if you guys notice after they announced the main event for All In, and Adam Cole signed the contract for the world title match at All In. Roderick Strong was losing his mind in the back, right? So here comes the Kingdom, right? The Kingdom said, "That's Adam Cole for you. He doesn't look out for his friends." Now, the history with Adam Cole and these individuals has gone way back to all the way to Ring of Honor. When Matt Taven and Mike Bennett and Adam Cole, they used to be known as the Kingdom back in ROH. Okay. And somewhere down the line, when Matt Taven got hurt, the Kingdom broke up. Adam Cole ended up going to Bullet Club at that time before he left to NXT. And no more Kingdom. The Kingdom was gone. Adam Cole left Ring of Honor to go to NXT. And that was the end of that. Then we go forward to NXT. Adam Cole again. He's in NXT. He creates the Undisputed Era. And he brings in Roderick Strong. At the end of that, pretty much Adam Cole turned on Roderick Strong as part of the Undisputed Era. And that was the end of the Undisputed Era. Now, it looks to me that this is all a setup. Okay? This is all set up. At first, I was thinking that MJF was going to go and turn on Adam Cole. I was waiting for him to just clothesline the crap out of Adam Cole. It did not happen. So now this match is set up for All In. Now, I'm surprised that they're actually going with this match. Now, when I first saw these two guys wrestle, I was not too happy about that because I was looking at Adam Cole wrestling MJF down for full gear in November. But it seems that that's not what's going to happen. It looks like Adam Cole is probably going to end up beating MJF because Roderick Strong and the Kingdom are going to interfere in this match, and this whole thing was a setup and whatnot. And MJF is going to be looking foolish. Or we could be seeing the Pinnacle get back. That could happen. MJF goes and acts like, he's playing this, I was bullied when I was young and I got this, symptom. I forgot what that is, HTD, whatever. And, and it turns out FTR turns heel. You know what I'm saying? That could happen. But, you know, because right now, the way it looks like, MJF's the world champion. But now Tony Khan just went and threw a monkey wrench in the whole program, man. Now with CM Punk pulling out that world title from the red bag, which I'll talk about it later on. And now we got two world champions. This is like WWE. What are we doing? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of that, I'm just like really confused with all this. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, they are making you think, which this is the best part because it's still you're trying to figure out, you know, is MJF going to be the one they're going to betray Adam Cole? Or is Adam Cole going to play this guy dirty and whatnot? Because remember, MJF is, he said it, he's the devil. And what does the devil do? He lies, cheat, and steal. That's MJF. MJF right now, he's playing this babyface thing where he wants sympathy. You know what I'm saying? And I can't see it. I can't see it. Or unless we go this route where MJF acts like his friends, but then he'll have Roderick Strong and the Kingdom interfere, but not there with MJF. There's also rumor that Alex Hammerstone and Richard Holiday may come to AEW. Richard Holiday was uh, in the back with with uh with MJF. Richard Holiday stopped wrestling a while because he had uh cancer. You know what I'm saying? And he hasn't wrestled in a while. So he's been out. He was backstage at AEW Collision in Hartford. You know, so are they gonna bring that tag team they used to be? I believe they would call the Dynasty. That's what they would call. So it was the Dynasty. It was MJF, Richard Holiday, and Alex Hammerstone. Hammerstone just lost the MLW title, the world title, to I think his name is Alex Kane, whatever his name is, in MLW. So and he had that belt for a while. So could that happen? Can we see that? Can so there's a lot of scenarios going on. I mean, I don't know if Alex Hammerstone is still on the MLW or he may not be. Richard Holiday, I know definitely he's not MLW. We could see that. So I mean, it's a lot of opportunities here that we could see happening. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that could happen here in this situation. Also, uh, so we're gonna see. Also, there's also rumors going around that they might see Orange Cassidy versus John Moxley at the What Happened on Wednesday in that big three-way match between Trent, uh, Pentagon, and Moxley. And Orange Cassidy hit Moxley, I think, twice with that orange punch. So I could see Moxley pretty much, you know, taking that belt away from Orange Cassidy. I mean, it would be perfect. It's the AEW International Championship. You can go to Japan and defend the belt. You know what I'm saying? It's international. You can go to Europe and defend the belt. So there's a lot of things that he could do in that situation and whatnot. So we're gonna see what happens. We're definitely gonna see what happens with this. So it's crazy. It's really crazy what we're seeing right now in AEW. They also teased as CM Punk versus Samoa Joe part 4 because these guys have wrestled 4 times in their lifetime, so we may see that in London for All In. So there were teases that it could be Will Ospreay versus Chris Jericho, but I don't see that happening. Not after what we saw with Jericho, and now next week he's going to be in a meeting with JAS. I think the team walks out on him after Don Callis cheated or gave the hit. I think Daniel Garcia in the face with the bat this past week and whatnot. So we saw that, and so I don't see Jericho lasting too long with this JS group. I feel that probably Jericho is going to end up turning, not accepting Don Callis' uh, invitation, and something's going to go on there. So I don't see that Osprey versus Jericho. There was a rumor going around with that. I don't see that happening. So also, it's a lot of things that we go on with All In, but we'll see with the All In stuff because right now All In they're not even. I mean, they haven't announced. They only announced one match. That's it. And we still what? Today's still what? Today's the 6th. They still got 3 weeks to figure out what they're gonna put in this match. I was thinking of a FTR CM Punk versus the Elite. That could happen. I'm still waiting to see that happening. But if they got CM Punk against Samoa Joe for All In, we're not gonna see that. We may see a tag team between the Young Bucks and FTR. That could happen too. So, but All In right now, they're not really pushing this. Like you would think they're calling it the biggest event in wrestling history in London. All In, and I think they already sold like 75, 80,000 tickets. Of course, you got the haters and the marks out there who are saying that Tony Khan has bought all the tickets. The idiotic stuff that you hear on Twitter and on Facebook and on every social media you hear. It's just ridiculous when you hear stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? It's just dumb. It's just dumb. So I don't know where they're going with that. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, still a couple of weeks to go. Um, All In still 3 weeks away, so they can announce a bunch of stuff coming up. I did not get to see Rampage, but and I did not see Collision last night because I was watching SummerSlam, and we're gonna be talking about that a little bit. So we'll get to that. So I definitely will get to that when I get a chance. The next topic coming up is the Vince McMahon situation with the federal government. Now, on I believe July 27, is it July 27? McMahon pretty much said that he was going to be out medical leave and whatnot because he was supposed to get some spinal surgery or something like that. Now, I don't like to get into politics because the politics is, it's crazy, but who knows? Hey, what's up, John Scott? You say, hey, Henry, I'll be there All In, and I'm looking forward to it. Though I am concerned that only one match has been announced. We're only 3 weeks ago. Hey, it's true. John, of course, is the man that runs the Johners Network podcast network. So it's nice to see you, John. Yeah, 3 weeks ago, and they only announced one match. But the AEW does this before. They did that, I think, I believe with Full Gear last year. They only mentioned like one match, and like the last week they mentioned all these matches, and the card came out pretty good. It was worth it, you know. But we'll see. But the Vince McMahon, I want to jump on this real quick. Vince McMahon, uh, he got subpoenaed and they did a search warrant. What are they looking for? Now, this happened a day after Donald Trump got indicted for the January 6th riot. Now, I'm not going to be talking about politics because politics and wrestling do not mix and whatnot. So, the day after that, federal government hit Vince McMahon with a subpoena. Now, everybody was talking about it could be a possibility that that's part of the Donald Trump indictment and whatnot, but no, that's not the point. They claim that this whole thing is an escalation of an ongoing investigation into allegations that McMahon paid millions of dollars over the years to women after being accused of sexual misconduct. Now, with this being said, the funny part is that a lot of people say, oh, a lot of these women took his money and, to stay quiet and, they settle in court. Hello. If they settle in court, it's because McMahon did not want the truth to come out. Okay? Because if you settle in court, that means you're not comfortable enough to sit on trial and fight and whatnot, and fight these charges that this man is it's being charged with. I mean, back in 1986, there was a woman referee. I still remember this. A woman referee, the first woman referee I ever saw referee match in WWF at that time, and the first woman referee that I ever saw referee any wrestling match. And I used to see NWA, AWA, Florida Championship Wrestling, You name it. I was watching everything back then. And this same female that was the first referee in WWF, she accused McMahon of making her do sexual stuff in his limousine while she was trying to sign a contract. And they settled in court last year for $11 million. And this happened in 1986. So all of a sudden, then right after that, McMahon disappears. But then he comes back. Now think about this. McMahon came back because he knew that, you know, he was trying to sell the company, and then know that he sold it to one of his closest friend who runs the UFC. I don't know his name. I can't get this name in my head right now. But he owns the UFC Endeavors. They know each other for 20 years. He knew that if he sold the WWE to Endeavors, he was going to be in there for life. He wasn't going anywhere. He wanted to be in charge. Okay. He knew that if, let's say, the company that owns the Atlanta Braves, they had the money to buy WWE, but he knew if he sold it to them, he was not going to be the one running it. They'll have somebody else running. See, McMahon is not. McMahon acts like, he's, oh, he's innocent. That's not. He never did none of this stuff. Okay. Uh, Suppose McMahon's supposed to be in medical leave. I said July 27th, but it's July 21st because of spinal surgery. Right. It's funny because somebody mentioned that when he had issues with the government back in 1984, he claimed he had neck surgery. He came in with a neck brace in the court, whatever. So this is something that he's been doing for a while, for the big while. So this is not something new that he does, you know. So he claimed he sent, I think, a statement. He said he denied any intention of wrongdoing and continued to do so. This was disclosed a day after Trump was indicted by federal government, by the grand jury, but it's not related. Remember that. I'm going to say that again, but it was not related. So, what is McMahon doing? I don't know. But to be honest, he's guilty as charged. I'm sorry. I know they say you can't make up stuff, and you maybe talking out of place. But if you think about it, the man has settled for almost every little situation. Okay, he even did the whole thing when he had the hush money. Also, I forgot about that to talk about that. The hush money, $17 million worth of hush money. Okay, that he took without letting the board know that he took that money to pay these ladies. So you think the federal government is not going to catch him? And there's more stuff. I'm sure there's more stuff, especially when it comes to McMahon in the stock market, because he lied his ass off the last 2 years in the stock market. So these investors who don't know nothing about WWE wrestling, he's gonna lie to them. And right now, I just read that he SmackDown doesn't have a home after the contract is over because WWE tried to play themselves and try to wanted 50% more control of anything wrestling related and whatnot. And Fox said no. Fox said they're not going to do it because they're losing money with the advertisers who are unwilling to advertise stuff on Fridays, which I don't blame them because a lot of people may not be home watching Friday. Just because you got 2 million people watching SmackDown does not mean that those 2 million people are sitting there watching these advertising. Okay. So Fox Sports is losing money when it comes to that. So they meant SmackDown doesn't have a home. But I'm sure USA Network will bring them in again. Because USA Network is like, I'm sure they laughing to the bank and whatnot. So SmackDown right now doesn't have a home after their contract is over. So whose fault is this? The greediness of this old man not caring nothing about the industry, not caring about his fans, only cares about himself. Okay? And the time has come, he has to pay the piper. Simple as that. Simple as that. Because there's nothing, you can't keep getting away with this shit for the last 30, 40 years. You can't. I'm sorry. It's the way it is. So you got to pay the piper. You got to pay the price. Everything in the dark comes to light. So let's talk about CM Punk. CM Punk last week, not this week, last week, pull out the AEW World Title out of that red bag that he carried when he first debuted in Collision, and pretty much claim that he is the real world champion because no one has beaten him for it, and his blood is on it. Then he went and decided to put a giant black X right in the middle of the E. I don't know if he did this knowingly that the Elite, their contract was the contract was up, and they might get irritated with CM Punk and leave to WWE. But it backfired because, as you guys is well known, okay, that the Elite this week signed another 5-year deal with All Elite Wrestling. Okay, right behind them was Dark Order, who signed another 5-year. Right behind them actually was MJF. There's no more of the 2024 to for him to go to WWE. He's not going to WWE. So all these things, it's funny how he did this in Collision, and all of a sudden all these guys signed. Was he trying to send a message to the Elite that he doesn't care? He's going to do whatever he wants and whatnot. And he put a big X. It reminded me of the NWO days. It reminded me of what Hulk Hogan did to the WCW title and tagged the NWO on it. That's pretty much where Tony Khan got the idea from. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? And but now that world title is not, I guess, sanctioned by AEW because the real champion is MJF. But doesn't this kind of take the, how you call it, the momentum away from MJF, who has his triple B, like he calls it? Now you got CM Punk pulling out another title, a title that originally, yes, you didn't lose it, but you were stripped of it because of your bullcrap last year between you and the Elite. It was like almost a year ago. It was a year ago. So now you coming out with this belt and talking about that you're the real world champion, and now supposedly he was supposed to defend that thing last night. Like I said, I did not get to see Collision, so I don't understand. I don't understand the situation here, but Tony Khan put himself in a bad situation, everything, because now you got 2 world champions. Now, if you're gonna fix this whole situation with the world title, it better be good, because if it's not, then it makes it look like CM Punk just came in to be an a-hole like always. Because I'm not a big fan of CM Punk after the bullcrap he did last year, but I'm not for nothing. For all this, I still on the Elite side. Even though they're a little bunch of assholes, because the Young Bucks are a little assholes. You know what I'm saying? But and in this situation, I'm taking the Elite side. So I was glad that they signed. I'm glad that Dark Order signed. I'm glad that MJF signed. Now let's see where it goes. Now they got the opportunity to work together because Kenny Omega, after the match this week, he said, "Never know, we may go to Collision." If that is a sign that tells you that they are willing to work with CM Punk and whatnot to do something to make Collision better, and they know that Collision is a better product than the Dynamite, and that I could say it. Collision is better than Dynamite, but this week Dynamite was pretty good. I didn't get to see Collision last night again, like I said, because I saw SummerSlam. But we'll see. It's gonna be interesting because now it's like it's a split brand, kind of a split brand, but not a split brand. But while Kenny Omega is saying that, we'll see. Don't be surprised if the Elite shows up in Collision. It'll be something to look at, check out. Speaking of SummerSlam last night, I am not going to do a whole review on it. I'm going to give you my thoughts, my feedback on SummerSlam. First of all, I love how the WWE knows how to get to their fan base and know how to get people and whatnot. And I just read right now here that FTR challenged the Young Bucks. So most likely, like I said, FTR are going to face the Young Bucks at All In. But anyway, speaking about, like I said, speaking about the SummerSlam yesterday, like I said, WWE knows how to get to the fans. This Logan Paul and Ricochet match, it was decent. I'm not gonna say that it was whack. It was garbage because it wasn't. I can't say it was whack. But the fact that they promoted it to sound like they were going to like it was going to be viral and whatnot. It was going to be viral and everybody's going to be seeing it and they're going to do stuff that's going to be viral. None of the moves that they made last night was something for you to put viral. And I can already see what WWE is going to do. WWE is going to take cuts, edit it, and they're going to put it on YouTube so they could get the little million, 2 million, 3 million viewers and whatnot. And so to tell you, oh, look, it went viral. Because in reality, let me tell you, so that match was a decent match. Again, Logan Paul getting over Ricochet. I mean, I don't know what to say about this Ricochet. Ricochet used to be one of my favorite wrestlers when he was not in WWE. When he was in NXT, I was still a fan until he went to WWE and they used him. They did not push him. And then the fans were with him and he um went after the fans. Uh the funny part is that when he went after the fan, that's when I said, you know what? The fans are trying to look out for you. They figure you need to be in a better position in the hierarchy in the WWE roster, and you went against them. No, I loved it. This is my dream. Okay, so you want to be a jobber and want to be in the back in catering? That's on you. But when you had Logan Paul get over Ricochet last night, I was like, nothing changes. They're still pushing Logan Paul just because they want to get YouTube views, just because they want, you know, how you call it, get people to watch his matches. And it's funny because fans are cool to watch this. They want to watch this, but yet complain when Gunther last night defeated Drew McIntyre. I had a back and forth discussion with someone who said that Drew McIntyre should be in the title picture. Drew McIntyre's time in the title picture came during the pandemic. Look, I'm sorry that it happened during the pandemic, and he was a pandemic champion. But hey, that's life. You know what I'm saying? Don't come and tell me that he deserves to win the world title. So because he didn't get to win the title in front of fans, shit happens. You know what I'm saying? So he lost last night, and this person got pissed off on Twitter talking about, oh, they doing this to save Gunter's record, that stupid record. Stupid record? It goes to show you that these fans nowadays don't care about records. Okay? Gunther's about to break a record that has not been broken since it was done since 1988. That is, in case you don't know your math, 35 years. The man's going to break the Honky Tonk Man's record for the longest Intercontinental Champion. And he deserved to win last night. No ifs, no buts at all. Because at the end of the day, he needed to win that. The best match of the whole night for me, in my opinion, maybe others will agree with me, but the best match of the night for me was MJ. I'm sorry, MJF. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. That was the best match of the night. And again, it left us with a cliffhanger. Again, leads me to ask the same question: is Judgment Day breaking up? And if you saw SummerSlam last night, that's the question you should be asking yourself: is Finn Balor going to get kicked out, or is Judgment Day breaking up? Because it looked like Damian Priest wanted to help Finn Balor, but at the same time, it cost him the match. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you get a chance to watch SummerSlam, check that out. Okay, the Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. I feel bad for Shayna Baszler because this match was garbage. Okay, somebody just sent me a post, or they just posted a picture of people going to the bathroom for the Ronda Rousey Shayna Baszler match. Unless it was just people leaving and people want to be assholes about it and say there was that. But the Baszler and Ronda Rousey was not good at all. And they were trying to create recreate a UFC fight. That was not in. That was horrible. And Ronda Rousey does not care about WWE anymore. This is why she's gonna do what she's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. But at the end of the day, this is what you get. The Oscar, Charlotte Flair, and Bianca Belair. That match was all right. I was not too happy that Bianca Belair had won the belt, but I forgot that Io Sky has the briefcase and she cashed in and she won the title. That woman should have won that title a long time ago. And so I'm glad that Io Sky has that title. We're going to see Bianca Belair turn heel this time, and she will be joining the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, whatever the group is going to be called. It's probably going to be called the New Hurt Business. Who knows? But the Seth Rollins Finn Balor match was the best match of the night. And so now you're gonna ask, but what about the Roman Reigns against Jey Uso? It was all right. It was not something that I wanted to jump for joy at one point. It was all right. The only thing that I was surprised that caught me off guard was that Jimmy Uso turned on Jey. Once I saw a guy with a black hood pop out and pull Jey, I was like, that's Jimmy Uso. And sure enough, it was Jimmy Uso. I mean, now my thoughts about that, why they still stretching this freaking story even longer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is the only people that Roman Reigns wants to work with, his family. You know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna have Jimmy. We're probably gonna have Jimmy versus Jey now, 1-on-1. Why would they want to break up the Usos? The Usos, the best tag team ever in WWE. I don't understand that. I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still bugging out on that. So, uh, but that wasn't a great. That was not a great match. Um, and, and and I was thinking while I was watching this match, damn, it's been 5 months since Roman Reigns defended the belt. That was the first time he defended the belt since WrestleMania in April. That's 5 months. And that was April 2nd. The last time was April 5th. 5 months. This man, 150 days without defending the belt. Back in my days when we used to watch wrestling, if a world champion does not defend his belt in 30 days, he gets stripped. But that was back in the days, and this is why we are in the world we live in right now as far as when it comes to wrestling fans and wrestling. So it is what it is. But that is it for me today, guys. Next week I won't be doing a video. I will be on vacation, so I'll be back um probably on Monday with a podcast. I will not be here for Sundays because I'll be in vacation. So again, guys, thank you for supporting the podcast. Thank you for supporting uh, my work. And again, I want to give thanks to my boy John Scott for saying awesome work, my friend. You're a credit to the podcast community. I try to, my man. I try to. So I try to be the best as I can. So. Uh, but again, guys, you want to check my YouTube, not a YouTube store, my podcast store. I also got t-shirts, hats, hoodies. Go to tcwr dot veryimpressive.com. Again, that's tcwr dot veryimpressive.com. We are available also on YouTube and any audio podcast platform, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, any audio podcast platform that you like to listen to your favorite show. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also on TikTok and whatnot. So again, I greatly appreciate all your support, guys. Check out the YouTube channel, of course. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and hit that thumbs up. It will help the channel greatly. Share, guys. Share this podcast, this video. Let me know what you think of this video and the topics that I brought up today. And my boy Mike throw all in will be FTR versus the Bucks announced at Collision. So they did announce a Collision again. I did not see Collision last night, so I don't know. So this time I think FTR will beat the Bucks because the Bucks, I think the last time they beat them for the belt. So it looks like everybody's working with everybody. So we already got 2 matches that are going to be pretty good. we'll see we get some more Joker and CM Punk, and they'll probably fill in all the other stuff, which I would definitely be looking forward to All In. And then a week later, I think we'll have All Out. So it's going to be a lot of wrestling the ending of August until we're coming into September. So that is it for me, guys. I'll see you and on Monday of next week, because I'll be on vacation, relaxing, and I will see you guys next week. Until then, Top Guy out.